walked back to one of my APs and I don't have booze today.
We're safe.
Yes. I am also tired.
You'll get your second wind in a minute.
Nah, I doubt it. Like, the second wind was used up after the fucking biking, probably. Hold on, I could check my sleep on my fucking phone since my watch is upstairs. Actually, it's probably not in range for the synchronization right now. No, I might, I cannot check it. Oh no, I might, it did synchronize. First off, my biking took up, it burned 870 kilocalories, and I slept 5 hours and 33 minutes. Anyways, actually started with the game now. After returning to my room and taking a quick shower, I decided to head over to Michiru's room. That's not Michiru's room.
It's our room.
I found today's date enjoyable enough, but I'm not sure exactly how she felt about it. Such as words may have caused her some distress. As a boyfriend, it probably wouldn't hurt to go offer her a little comfort. Michiru, I'm coming in. Went into Michiru's room, I find her lying on her bed, apparently fast asleep. Her hair has already returned to a dull golden color, but she desperately washed out that spray she used to color it black. It's really not that big a deal, you know. Speaking quietly, I touch my hand to Michiru's cheek. Her skin's a little cold, not surprising since she left the AC on full blast. Using the remote control, I turned down from high to low. She was still cradling the snow globe I gave her in her arms as she sleeps.
Oh,
like a frightened child.
she's just like me.
Almost like a frightened child clutching her favorite stuffed animal. Is that also like you? Then?
No, I just really like the cold.
Whenever
it's starting to warm up because it's spring and I'm dreading it.
Fair. Whenever I give her anything, even on a whim, the girl tends to treasure it. That's one side of her that hasn't changed. She even kept a bunch of perfectly ordinary rocks I sold her with. Honestly, she isn't her fault. I want a rock!
She's like a little crow, like a little raven, collecting shiny rocks.
Wait. 68 degrees. She's trying to give herself a cold. Let's meet her for you. It's hot outside, so she cranks up the AC and sets the temperature incredibly low. And girl takes everything.
68 degrees isn't that cold.
It is when she was sweating all day, probably. I hope she doesn't keep wandering through life forever.
それはお互い様でしょ.
Hi, better Michiru. Moving her dry lips, Michiru suddenly offers a retort. Nah, this isn't quite Michiru, is it? It's her other self. Oh, it's you. I know you were awake.
あの子は寝てるけどね。今日もご苦労様。大変じゃない?合わせるの。
What do you mean?
この子ってば、火をつけたら回転する乱暴な花火みたいじゃない?そのくせ、パンって爆発したかと思うと、それっきり黙っちゃうような。
Reminds me of a video I saw, I think yesterday, where someone decided to light a fireworks rocket, like a real big one, lit it, and started flying, got stuck on a street light, didn't dislodge itself, exploded.
Streetlight caught fire, you know, the usual.
Let's see, true enough, I suppose. I still don't have to say that part's, that's a part of her charm.
不器用なことが?ルイは友を呼ぶってこと?
Not sure I'm quite in the same category.
ここにいる子、みんな不器用だけど、この子は桁外れかもね。
You think you could handle things better?
多少はね。
Michiru pushes herself slowly off the bed and brushes a few damp strands of hair out of her eyes.
あのね、二人して気を使ってる気がするけど、私から見ると。
What are you referring to?
デートのこと。君も頑張ってるし、彼女も無理してる。それじゃああまりうまくはいかないわよね。
You know, this side of her is pretty sensible.
After the original Michiru, I think anything is more sensible.
I think they should start listening to her more often. I think she's a force for good.
Yeah.
To be fair, they did say that the dates before the quote-unquote winter date were literally just Yuji taking her for runs. So...
Yes.
Those aren't dates.
Yeah, that's just agonizing.
Not doing anything out of the ordinary.
そうかな。割に気を使っているように見えるけど、あれでも。
Well, yes, maybe you're right. Taking a seat on Michi's bed and clear my throat for continuing. I understand why she suddenly wanted to go on a winter date. What's that all about?
ユージ君は難しく考えすぎなのよ。ずっとコート着てたでしょ。あのコート、鏡の前で着てみて、可愛いなって思っただけ。ただ君に可愛いって思われたくて、ただそうしただけ。それ以上の意味なんてないのよ。
That's seriously the only reason you pretended it was winter and planned out that absurd date?
ユージ君は分かってないけど、好きな人に可愛いと思われることって、それだけで人生を変えてしまうぐらい大切なことなのよ。わかる？
You're saying it's a girl thing?
そう。乙女心。男の子には理解できないのよ。
Yeah, boys don't understand the concept of being complimented.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. Sad but true.
飛行機の模型を持って走り回ったり、玩具のピストルで撃ち合ったり、そんな崇高な人種には理解できないの。
What am I supposed to do?
どうもしなくてもいいと思うけど、もっと普通でいいのに。この子だって無理しないで普通にしてればいいんだけどね。そうしてるだけでもちゃんと愛してあげられるでしょ。
Of course.
でもこの子にはそれがわからないのよ。なんとかしないと愛してもらえないって思ってるのかもしれない。愛着形成の問題かもね。ずっと不安でいる。寂しくて仕方ないの。与えてもらってもそれに気がつかないことすらある。ある意味で不幸かもね。
No, I'm willing to give Michiru what she wants, even if it takes a miracle.
どういうこと？
Might be stupidly hot outside, but if Michiru wants a wintry day, I'd like to make it happen.
それが無理してるって言ってるんじゃない。普通でいいのに。
But isn't a man supposed to go a little overboard for the woman he loves?
そういうのは男らしいとは言わないのよ。無謀とかバカらしいっていうの。ま、嫌いじゃないけど。
Hold on, where's the picture? Okay, it is funny that this variation specifically popped up.
Uh-huh. They're almost returned. Of course.
Okay, there's two more that were in the fucking recommended for that picture, so I'm just gonna post those two as well because funny.
Cactus is gonna love that.
I actually got my hands on a magical item today. Grants wishes apparently, and I gave it to Michiru. Surely it isn't unreasonable to accept back a miracle or two.
またそうやって夢みたいなこと。
Well, whatever. Rise to my feet. The other Michiru peers up at me curiously in the dim light. No reason I can't become a magician myself when the time's right.
それは予言？
Nah, just a bit of wishful thinking. With that, I turn and leave the room. With that, Ichigo turns and leaves the room. Yes, He just said so. I lie back down on my bed, hold the snow globe to my chest, and close my eyes. Eugene never refers to me as anything but you. I understand that it's a form of kindness on his part. I can only exist within Michiru. We share a body and a mind. But although I'm part of Michiru, I'm not Michiru. I'll never be able to come out of her, and I'll never be my own person. I'm Michiru, but not Michiru. There's no other way for me to define myself. But if someone started calling me by a different name, maybe I'd no longer be satisfied with existing inside Michiru. Maybe I'd start yearning for a self of my own. Michiru and I decided to live together. We're sharing this body. But at the end of the day, it belongs to her. I'm nothing more than a freeloader. That's why Yuji acts like I don't have a name. Maybe it's a little rude, but it does it to keep me from developing too strong a sense of self, to keep me from being sad.
It just occurs to me, it literally is living rent-free in her head.
Yes. You're sure alright about that. Yes, I'm perfectly content. But I was gonna die, and I got something like a second chance inside Michiru. It's not too bad, really. All that said...
本当にバカよね。
Michiru's awkwardness has me at a complete loss. The girl's obviously thinking things over seriously, but she always seems to end up sprinting in a completely wrong direction. Isn't it about time she made some kind of progress? The whole point of that date was to win some points with Yuji, but she quickly lost sight of her objective. It was all she could do to cope with the events taking place around her. Today's debacle was the result. Who in the right mind would use ice cubes for a snowball fight? Not that Yuji is much better. I know I was trying to play along, but ordering her to dig a ditch wasn't exactly the most elegant solution. Neither of them are approaching this in a reasonable way. It's like they've taken two different jigsaw puzzles, then thoroughly mixed all the pieces together before attempting to solve them. No matter how hard they try, they aren't going to find a single solution. They'll end up facing the opposite directions, fumbling with pieces that just won't fit together, struggling to come up with a coherent answer.
Michiru.
Noticing that Michiru is on the verge of wakefulness, I call out softly to her. After emitting a few incoherent noises that resemble the whining of a small animal, she rubs her eyes like a sleepy child.
何？交代の時間？そうじゃない。ただ声をかけてみただけ。そうなんだ。うわ、なんかあったの？何もないよ。でも少し言いたいことがある。言いたいこと？
Reaching out to her bedside table, Michiru picks up a compact mirror and places it in front of her face. It's a small, square, folding type, the sort you'd use for fixing makeup. I've made a habit of using this to hold conversation since I can't exactly look at each other's faces.
変なことじゃない。変なことだったら嫌だよ。何よ変なことって。まあ変なことかもしれないけど。だったら聞かない。耳を閉じます。なんなら頭の中に直接響かしてみる？やだよ。そういうオカルトチックな発言やめてよ。ただでさえよくわかんないんだから。よくわかんないとか言うな。それで言いたいことなんだけど。今度ユージ君とデートするとき私に任せてみない？それってどういうこと？
She wants a piece of the man.
A slice of Yuji.
だから君はちょっと眠ってて私がユージ君と。嫌です。ダメです。だってユージは私の彼氏だもん。だからダメだもん。そういうのはズルだもん。はい、おやすみなさい。ちょっと待ちなさいよ。だってね、今日のデート見てたけどあれ全然ダメじゃない。ダメかな。まるでダメね。点数つけるなら5点。800点満点で5点。うお、それは厳しすぎませんか？いいや、だとほんのりおまけして5点だからね。本当なら2点だからね。それは本当ですか？私なりに頑張ってはみたんだけど。君なりに頑張った結果があれならむしろ頑張らない方がマシとも言えるわね。
Okay, fuck you, bitch.
だらーんって体から力抜いてポカーンって口開けてただ黙って歩いてれば30点あげてもよかった。そんなに？
じゃあもうどうすればいいの？
私に任せてみなさいって。分かった。それじゃあさ、デートさせるとは言わない。だけどデート中に私のアドバイスを聞きなさいよ。そしたらきっといい感じになるはずよ。
アドバイス？そうね。本当にいい感じになる？
なる。
いい感じって私だけが楽しいとこじゃダメなんだからね。ユージも楽しんでもらえないと意味ないんだからね。
任せなさいってば。私のことが信用できないの？
そういうことじゃないけど。じゃあお任せします。
そう来なくっちゃ。じゃあ早速デートの約束を取り付けに行こう。
うん。こんばんは。
Oh, you're awake already.
疲れてちょっとだけ寝てたけど起きたよ。
So anyway, did you want something?
またデートがしたい。
I still have sleep. We just went on one
そうなんだけど、別に連続でデートしたっていいじゃない。それに今度は成功させるから。
Make it sound like today's date was a failure. I don't think it was all that bad.
ユージはそうでも私はそうじゃないの。もっとね、とろけるようなデートがですね、したいのですよ。いうか、それができるのですよ、明日は。
You're up to something, are you?
妙なことって？
I know. Are you having someone else help, maybe?
そんなことしないもん。私だけの力でバッチリやるもん。
Not a fact. Alright, I don't mind either way.
オッケー。じゃあまた明日デートね。時間は
Do me a favor, don't start waiting first thing in the morning. Once we decide on time, I want you to abide by it.
だって遅刻したらダメって思うと前の日から眠れなくて、結局朝になって寝ちゃうと寝坊しそうになるから、だったら早めに行っておけばいいかなと。
Early for you is absurdly early for everyone else. You need to work on doing things in moderation.
分かった。じゃあもう時間より何時間も早く待ってることはしないね。
Can I make that a promise?
できる。
Putting the pinky swear on it.
子供じゃないからしなくてもできます。
Very well. In that case, we'll convene in front of the school at 1400 hours. I'm gonna trust you on this one.
私もデート楽しみにしてるぞ。それじゃあまた明日ね、ユージ。
On an unrelated topic.
何？どうしたの？
Tell me, Michiru. Could I interest you in a vase?
Oh yeah, from
壺？なんで
Fun and
壺？
Yumiko.
Not just any vase, mind you. It's a vase with a rich history. I received from Zakaki, who evidently purchased it under duress. It's apparently capable of communicating with the moon, but she had no need for it, and I'm agreeing to take it off her hands.
月と交信？マジで？ご
It's very good that Michiru wasn't at home when those people showed up.
Mm-hmm.
I highly doubt it's just a vase, I'm afraid, and not a particularly valuable one.
でもいらない。ユージにばっかりプレゼントもらっても悪いし。
I'm not sure this would really qualify as a present.
あと、なんとなく近くにあると気味が悪い気がするし。
That's your real reason, isn't it?
それじゃあまた明日ね。
Well, sure to see you then.
It actually has Heaven's Gate glyphs on it.
Oh no.
Heaven's Gate.
Fucking moon runes.
Yeah.
Do not eat applesauce.
It has Bionicle writing on it.
Bionicle was cool though when it was
Yeah.
released.
Fuck,
Oh my
I
God.
even
I
got a mini
remember.
disc in one of them.
Hold on. I remember. I was literally just browsing through YouTube some time ago, looking through my fucking feed. Like, okay, like, let's open a couple of videos that I'm probably gonna watch over the next few, like, over the course of tomorrow, because that's how I have to handle YouTube. at the end of the day. Go through it. Do it, like, open everything that was uploaded since last night, and then those videos are what I watch over the course of the next day. And I was fucking just mind my own fucking business, not really thinking anything, and then I see, oh hey, there's a Max Durat video. Max Durat is a channel that talks a lot about like philosophical references in video games and inspirations, a lot of Kabbalah, a lot of Gnosticism, a lot of that kind of stuff. Even has like an entire video on fucking like Xenogears, or also on Fear and Hunger 2. Of course, Silent Hill is in there. He's got Hollow Knight in there. Fucking Metal Gear videos talking about the alchemical references in Full Metal Alchemist. Like a lot of those kinds of like mythological references in writing and stuff like that. And as I was scrolling through my feed like 2 weeks ago, I just see, oh hey, new Max Durat upload. What's this one? Bionicle Lore is Crazy Deep, a 42-minute long video. Funny enough, this was a summary of the lore. He links in the video another video, which I think it was, yeah, there we go. Bionicle retold the entire story in one video. Prologue, episode 1 to 10, and epilogue. Overall, a 9-hour, 20-minute video for fucking Bionicle lore.
How bold were they?
Which, by the way, Mata Nui and the other one, okay, fuck, like one is Mata Nui, the other is another Mata, yeah, something. Metru Nui, right? And turns out Mata Nui and Metru Nui, they are body parts of a giant fucking massive robot. What? This here is what the land masses in Bionicle actually are. If you want, I could, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna just like send the link to the video in the chat real quick. Shit's wild, man. Shit is wild. And I remember really adoring the Bionicle movies, though, as a kid. Especially, like, the second one. The second one was really good, in my opinion. Especially, like, some of the music was surprisingly good. Nice. Michiru seems on the verge of adding something else, yet she ultimately leaves my room without saying it. But a moment later, she comes right back in and delivers a brief message.
大好き
Just like that, Michiru's gone once again. She probably felt a little embarrassed to repeat the same words as always, but couldn't suppress the urge to say them. She really is like a kid sometimes. I find myself thinking about the girl's future. Will she always be this way? Will she calm down as time passes and learn a bit more common sense? Right now, love is the first thing on her mind. She's giddy with affection and desperate to make things work. But what if something comes between us? But our feelings fade and then eventually disappear. Moments won't keep itself going forever. Eventually you lose that all-important spark. Love has to be nurtured if it's going to last. If you're gonna be with someone forever, you need to put effort into the relationship. Right now I'm talking in cliches. Who's there? Sachi, come in.
すみません、急に。
What's wrong? Are you still feeling bad about what happened
いえ、
there?
そうではありません。偶然風見さんの部屋の前を通ったら、その中から
You heard?
サメという言葉が聞こえてきてしまい、私その
Spark!
気持ちがサメというなんとも素晴らしい響きの独り言を風見さんがつぶやいていらっしゃるものですから、いても立ってもいられずに思わず部屋に飛び込んでしまいました。抱いてくださいますね。
There are two responses to this. Either Cover Corporation Gura just jumps in and points and laughs at the Trident, failing Chariton
You keep cutting out right
Space
now, by the way.
shots. Right. Either or the Chariton Astra jump in the window and batter.
And
The French are personally attacking his Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Also,
Sachi's horniness is causing my Wi-Fi to degrade. Send
Also-
help.
also, Eagle, you did miss one very blatant and obvious course of action here.
Feeding them to the sharks?
Get the spray bottle.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Hold it, I said spark, like the spark in relationship, understand?
そうでしょうか。風見さんはご自分が気づいていないうちにサメについてぽつりと言葉が。
No, seriously, I didn't say anything about us sharks. I know you're a fan, but you really need to control yourself.
そうでしたか。すみません。私、サメのこととなるとどうも冷静でいられなくて、ついおかしなことを口走ってしまうのです。
Very well, head back to your room, have a cup of tea, and try to calm yourself.
はい、すみませんでした。失礼いたします。
I don't make a habit of criticizing other people's passions, but that girl's lust for sharks is seriously beyond the pale. I wasn't too sharp with her. No!
風見さん、やはり。
Sorry! Did that one on purpose.
わざと風見さんの思うツボってわけですね。
Incidentally, Sachi, put just you in a vase. Or just got paint a shark onto the vase and she'll fucking buy it.
眠れないよ。
This is true.
Hold on. Is that available as a gift? Nah, sadly it's not. I tried to hope that that the fucking Discord gift website, whatever it was again, has like the clip of one of the animations with the fucking Gideon like I'll tuck you in the bed, like where he does like the Macho Man Randy Savage.
I remember this one where he had to put on fishnets.
Oh no, not that one.
I was just talking about that one. Yeah. Tornback.
Throwback's
I
great.
think Tornback can't fit. It's a little tight on me.
Oh dear.
One of my favorite ones is still one, the Kenku, where Chuckles was turned into a Kenku, and the other one also a Kenku, but instead it's them talking about killing a Kenku.
Okay.
Fucking Chuckles, no, what was it? Fucking Frost and Gang, kill of terrorist. Where like they're talking to a mime, like, would they be punished if they killed this Kenku and then did something, I don't know what, and then he did like a mime like sad face, you'd be sad. No, he would bring down the mood of the carnival. What about the justified killings of terrorists, politically motivated or otherwise? Like, everyone would celebrate if we killed a terrorist. I need to find that one now. Oh, this one's also good. Hold on. These two. Almost might as well also grab this one
I'm
here.
currently watching it.
Check out Legends of Evantris. It's funny. You don't even need to understand D&D.
Yeah, it's just a good comedy. Like, if you don't, I think they did a great job. It's just funny to listen in on it. You could like put it in the background, and just listen to it. I think it's great. Kind of like a podcast almost.
Yeah,
I suspect that's what they call our program at this point.
Well, I'm not very entertained, so you two have to pick up the slack.
Okay. D&D animated mental gymnastics.
Yeah, that's the fucking domestic terrorist one. I'll take a swig while y'all can watch these.
Me.
Indeed. Anyways, continuing now.
あのね、そんなに前日から気張ってても意味ないんだから、早めに寝ちゃいなさい。あと30分で明日になっちゃうよ。
Would you put on some clothes, you harlot?
わかってるけど、明日のデートは失敗できないかと思うと、
なんで失敗できないとか考えちゃうのかな。失敗してもいいじゃない。君の人生、これから何度だって失敗することはあるのよ。失敗しない完璧な人生なんて、そっちの方が変だと思わない？え？寝てる？やれやれ。このまま朝まで眠れるといいわね。おやすみなさい、みちる。
しまった、寝るとこだった。起きる時間にアラームつけとこう。
いや、いいのよ。寝ていいのよ。
ダメだ。寝ちゃダメだ。ところでさ、眠れない時に羊を数えるでしょ？
数えるわね。英語のシープって発音がスリープに似てるからとか、言葉の響きがネイキっぽいからとか、由来は諸説あるらしいけど。
違うの、そんな話じゃないの。ねえ、想像して。ほら、頭の中に広がる牧場。その中央に柵があるわけ。木で作ったやつが。どこにでもあるようなやつね。
わかるわかる。
で、右から羊がやってきて、柵をピョンと飛んで左に着地するの。
羊が一匹ってやつね。
もう一匹来るよね。右から来て柵を越えて左に。
羊が2匹ってね。
で、また次から次へと羊が来るんだけど。
え？どういうこと？
ほら、もう20匹ぐらいでぎゅうぎゅうなのにどんどん溜まっていって、40匹ぐらいでもう羊まみれで100匹ともなると羊地獄に。
ためないで。羊は左に行ったらはけさせて。
とか言ってる間にもはや羊なのかどうかすらわからない白い集合体がうごうごとうごめいている左のスペース。
There's a couple of dead ones.
なんで貯めちゃうの？一匹一匹消えるシステムにすればそんな悲劇は起こらないのに。
だって飛んだ後の羊は決してねえなんて誰にも教わってないから。
そうだけどさ、なんとなくわかるでしょ。
そんなこと言ってる間に200匹を超える羊の塊が直視できないような状態に。下の方の羊は死にかけて。ということをね、考えてね、寝てる暇がなくなってね。それでね、結局何が言いたいかっていうとね、羊って一匹じゃなくて一頭って数えた方が自然じゃない？それを考えると寝てる暇やっぱりないよ。
そうなんだ。とりあえず睡眠じゃなくても目を閉じてじっとしてるだけで疲れは取れるものだから。寝なくていいから。
寝なくていいの？目を閉じてるだけで？
いいよ。考えていいからね。
本当に？だったらそれやってみるね。おやすみなさい。
おやすみ。
With this Michiru finally turns out the lights. Shouldn't it be turned off? Good grief, I honestly can't understand what girls thinking.
たく。それにしても。
Just like before, she's clutching that snow globe to her chest like a child. Tell me, did you ever struggle to fall asleep on the night before a field trip? Seems every night like that to her. Well, like that every night's like that for her. Her heart throbs in anticipation of tomorrow's events, and she still hasn't gotten over everything that happened today. It'd be easy to laugh at her childishness, but perhaps she's fortunate to face each new day with such sincere excitement. Back when I was still myself, I always looked forward to my birthday. I thought about how old I was today and how old I'd be the next year. Looked back at my life so far and imagined the future stretching out in front of me. What was different from my dad? When we gave him his birthday present, his face would get a little sad and I'd hear him mumbling to himself, "I wonder how many more years I'll be around." I was counting the years I'd lived so far. Dad was counting the years he had left. How much time was left? How much money could he earn? What could he do for his children? What could he accomplish for himself? It took me a long time to understand his point of view. In fact, I don't think I really got it until the day I became part of Michiru. I wonder if Dad ever felt this excited about his life. And that flutter of anticipation as his chest began to fade.
羊が溜まってる。
Oh no. Oh no. Open my browser for a second, and this is the first picture that shows up.
Okay. What the hell?
That's what's that? Helltaker?
Helltaker, Freeren, and Luce. There's also,
Yeah, I was about to say.
There's also Sorrow in the background.
Yeah, just
Why?
bout of utter. I was
What's
about to say.
Luce doing in the bottom right? What's she doing? What's she up to?
Well, Lucifer is in the house, so
Yeah,
gotta
Papal
do
Special
something
Forces are
about
trying to get in, yeah.
The Papal Special Forces.
Oh, I now need art of Luce. Like they just like are fucking dressed to the gills in Special Forces outfits, but instead of loading a bullet into her gun, she like loads a crucifix.
Get the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Luce would never be violent.
Alternatively, Imperial Inquisition Luce.
No one
Oh no! That would go wrong at every level within minutes.
Luce declares exterminatus. Midge's managed to change for a long time. She was terrified of the future. But now she can't wait for tomorrow to come, all thanks to cousin Miyuji. Still, I don't find myself dwelling on I find myself dwelling on a rather simple thought. All things inevitably come to an end. In other words, even the romance can't last forever. They call marriage the graveyard of love. Given the current divorce rate, it seems plenty of people end up crawling out of their coffins in search of freedom. Will Yuji really be able to make this girl happy? I honestly don't know. So at the very least, I want to help her enjoy the time they have together now when everything's still going smoothly. If that's how somehow possible, I'd like to taste just a nibble of that happiness myself. But of course, I know how unreasonable that thought is.
なぜ笑った？おやすみなさい。今日はゆっくり寝なさい。明日また楽しい日々が待ってるよ。だから何も怖いことはない。
ああ、ユリ好きよ。
Suddenly Michiru begins murmuring affectionate words in her sleep.
もう好き。いつも。
Just give her a name already. I don't care if they like made a plot point of it earlier that like, oh no, he's not giving her a name out of kindness, so she doesn't want to become her own person. But come on, give us something to fucking differentiate them when talking about them.
Yeah, like different coloured hair or different coloured eyes.
Or even just call the other Michiru Michi2 or something.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'm very itchy for some reason. I'm surprised to hear her speak my name as well. That was no name! Strange jolt of nostalgia and pain runs through me and tears spill down my cheeks. But of course I don't really have cheeks anymore, I'm inside her now. That's deep inside her heart where no one can see me and let myself cry.
おやすみみちる。私も君が好きだよ。
I hadn't meant to say anything like that, but the words came out anyway. More than a little embarrassed to find myself sink into sleep as well. The world melts away like a spotlight fading on the darkened stage.
起きる時間。
Michi wakes up in a moment before me as our alarm clock shakes at her shoulder. Stretching out sleepily inside her, I take a few deep
さあ、
breaths.
準備しなくちゃ。
As Michi opens the curtains to look out her window, I finally begin to turn my attention to the world outside. Rain. Bright morning sunlight Bright morning sunlight streams into the room, filling it with cheerful...
薄暗い。心地よくない。
Never mind, it is actually raining.
あ、おはよう。いやー、5分も寝ちゃったね。
5 minutes. Victory.
5分しか寝てないの？それだけしか寝てないの？
だって寝過ごしたらことでしょ。だからことにならないようにアラームをね。
今何時
11時50分。
まだ昨日だよ。明日にすらなってないよ。
昨日でも明日でもいつだって今日なんだからいいの。さてと、選びますかな。
本気で言ってる？もう一回寝ようとか思わない？
だってデートだよ。何を着ていけばいいか迷うでしょ。だから時間はたっぷりあった方がいいし。ああ、もう寝てる暇ないよね。
眠いんでしょ。だったら寝ればいいのに。
やばい。また羊地獄に落ちるとこだった。
明日大丈夫かしら。まだ。
でも
まだ。
はい。
Michiru's pacing anxiously around the room, shooting frequent glances over at the clock. It's currently 4 in the morning. Needless to say, her date, scheduled for 2 in the afternoon, is quite a while away. And yet...
でも、もしかしたら遅刻するかも。
どんな遅刻なのよ。ここから校門までどれだけゆっくり歩いたって10分。
でも、どんなことがあるか。
どんなことってどんなことよ。
例えば、こ こんなこととか。
今日はとても早起きしてしまいました。きっとこれも風見さんからいただいた壺のおかげです。
Okay, how does that work?
I don't know. I open my browser, and the first thing I see is fork knife.
Oh dear, am I going to like this? Drum roll, please. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Fork knife.
2時間しか寝ていないのに全く眠くない。むしろすっきり。月からの電波によって小峰幸の体にあふれるムーンパワー。
Shout out to DS Made Art for the wonderful work.
You know, it does make sense that the power apparently comes from the moon because she appears to be quite the lunatic right now.
今なら何だってできそうな気がします。それでは新聞紙を42回ほど折りたたむ作業に入らせていただきますね。
サチー、おはよ
う。みちる様、おはようございます。ですがまだ4時ですが、ずいぶんと早起きですね。もしやみち。
例のって何のこと？多分違うけど。
それは失礼しました。
じゃあ私約束があるから行くね。
みちる様、よほど風見さんのことが好きなんですね。とっても嬉しそう。嬉しいといえばこの小峰幸も月の力がみなぎっていて幸せです。奥歯を噛みしめすぎたせいで若干顎が痛くなっている以外は何の問題もありません。思い込みが激しいタイプだとたまに言われますが、このパワーも思い込みなのでしょうか。いや、そんなことはありません。月には神が、創造主が。みちる様、みちる様。
何？どうしたの？
みちる様は月の力を信じますか？
え？ちょっとわからないけど。
月の裏側には巨大な建造物があり、そこには高度な文明が築かれているのはご存知だとは思います。その知的生命体、あるいは何らかの意志のようなものが。
Yes, I know. And the Arquaid family rules over that part of the moon. I know. I've seen parts of Tsukihime.
ごめんね、サチ。これから大事な用事があるからまた今度でいいかな。
もちろんです。では気をつけていってらっしゃい。
ありがとう。じゃあね。
みちる様ってばあんなに笑顔で。笑顔といえばこの小峰幸、月の力で笑いが止まりませ
ん。だから何？その大事な
月を見ていたらですね。
ねえ。
Okay, I think this moonsault may have sold us some
何？
very heavy duty crack.
Maybe that's what the dust on the vase was.
Yeah.
これはツボパワーがですね。
Boss power.
ちょっと貸して。中に変なキノコ入ってるけど、これかじった跡があるけど。
はい、ちょっと食べました。そうしたら体の奥からじわじわとエネルギーとエレクトロニクスが湧き出てきてしまい、そして笑いが。
お水とか飲んできた方がいいんじゃない？
いいえ、大丈夫です。むしろみちる様もご一緒にキノコを食べてムーンパワーを。
やめてってば、サーチ、私これから大事な。
大丈夫です。宇宙と一体になるのは怖くありません。なぜならもともと人間は宇宙から生まれたのですから。
Every person is a piece of the Big Bang, so you're all special. Well, so is a piece of shit that I shit out. So quite frankly, is it really that special? Like we all
みた
made
い
a
な
bang
感じで
stars.
サチが偶
So
然毒キ
is
ノコを
the
食べて
garbage
混
on
乱
the
して
other
たら
side of the
ヒュ
road.
ージとの約束の時間に間に
そんな偶然ないから大丈夫。っていうか、どんだけイレギュラーなこと想像してるのよ。
合わないよ。だってせっかくのデートだから最悪の事態も想定しておかないと。
それが考えすぎだっていうの。いいからおとなしくしてなさい。
じゃあ一応あるかだけ確認してきていい？
あるかって
ちゃんと待ち合わせの校門がそこにあるか。
あるわよ。そうそう校門はなくならないわよ。
Wow. Stick of dynamite might beg to differ.
でもほらこんなことがあるかもしれないじゃない。
この校門すっごく素敵。特に門柱が素敵。
What?
どうにかならないかしら。きっと引っ張れば抜けるはずね。
She's
あ
been
れ
at
ユ
shrooms
ミ
as
コ
well, I think.
何してるの？
何って門柱を抜こうとしてるの。少し黙っててくれない？
でもねきっとそれは抜こうとしても抜けるものでもないし。
Plop.
うるさいわね。どうしても門柱が欲しいの。だから邪魔しないで。
うん。
I'm reminded of the Family Guy thing involving Peter Griffin sniffing a lot of coke, announcing, "Why is there no hole in this wall?" and then crashing through the ceiling. I am so bleep ready.
満足。帰ります。
どうしよう待ち合わせ場所が不完全な形に。
How strange. Wasn't there supposed to be a gatepost here?
ユージここよ待ち合わせ場所の校門前はここ。
There's a gate, alright, but no gatepost. In other words, I'm in the wrong place. Damn it. Must have gotten off track somehow. This calls for a strategic retreat.
ユージ私はここにいるのに。ねえユージってば。
Retreat! Retreat!
ユージ
ということが。
ないから。絶対にないから。
I tell you what, right now, the moment I fucking stop the recording, the itch is going to start. It's going to stop, I mean.
あのね
Happens.
絶対って言葉はね使っちゃいけないんだよ。
使います。絶対ないです。ありえないです。まず門柱を引き抜く下りからしてないから。
そうかな。
そうでしょ。むしろ榊さんのこと何だと思ってるの？
モンスター？
君よっぽど何かひどいことしたんじゃないの？それで怒らせたんじゃないの？その時の印象のみで発言してるんじゃないの？やれやれ。いいから時間まで部屋で待ちなさい。まずはそこからね。
はーい。
She proceeds to pace anxiously around the room for hours on end. At one point she stops to squawk, what if the principal suddenly moved the gate somewhere else, but I chose not to dignify this with a response. About 2 hours before the day is going to begin, she squats down to wait in front of her bedroom door. All that walking must have finally worn her out. Unfortunately, resting in bed right now isn't a good idea. There's a chance she'll mull off and spend the entire afternoon asleep.
部屋からまだ出たらダメ。
だってまだ約束まで時間あるじゃない。
だって緊張で胸がドキドキして、心臓が苦しい。
私は苦しくない。もうちょっと待ちなさい。15分前になったら行きましょう。
わかった。
So you best stare and talk on the wall. Michiru waits impatiently for the time to come. And at long last,
時間だー。
she leaps to her feet enthusiastically, a bit too enthusiastically, in fact. Judging from the way she immediately hunches over me against the Jumbo, it seems she managed
ち
to
ょ
hurt
っと
herself.
大丈夫？
筋を痛めた。
今日はデート中止にしてもらう？
そんなわけにはいかないよ。このまま中腰で移動すればいいだけじゃない。ほら、それに姿勢がスキーみたいでより冬っぽいデートになり。
そうかな。そうだ、今日もまた暑そうだからちゃんと飲み物を持っていくのよ。
あ、わかってる。そこは抜かりない。
中身は何？
ミネストローネ。
冷たい飲み物にしようか。ほら、今暑いし。
ビシソワーズとか？
スープじゃなくてね、お茶系がいいかもよ。スポーツドリンクとかね。できればウーロン茶がいいかな。
でもそれ冬っぽくないよ。本当にうまくいくかな。念のためにウーロン茶にクルトン浮かべておいて。
今日は私を信用しなさい。浮かべたクルトンはつまんで捨てときなさい。
はーい。くるくるトーン、くるくるトーン。
よいしょっと。ああ、みちるおはよう。もう昼過ぎだよ。
おはよう。今起きてたわけじゃないけど、部屋から出られない事情があってね。って、それは
So she sets eyes on the object ominous carrying Michiru flinches back in alarm. It's a familiar ominous piece of pottery.
あまね。その壺はもしかしてキノコの壺？
キノコ？違うわよ。これはさっちゃんにもらった普通の壺。梅干しでもつけるのにちょうどいいサイズだなと思って
梅干し？キノコじゃないの？
だから、キノコって何のことかな？そんなことしてていいの？
そうだった。急いでるからまた今度ね。
うん。梅干しできたら分けてあげるからね。
いらない。なんとなく不吉な気がするからそれはいい。
なんで不吉とか言うかな。結構美味しくつける自信あるのに。
事情はサチかキノコに聞いて。それじゃあね。
Don't worry about it. That incident took place entirely in Michiru's head, so I'm not quite sure what talking to Sachi would accomplish. Now exactly would you ask a mushroom anything?
はあ、危うくやられるところだったわね。
あんまり余計なことしてると遅刻しちゃうわよ。
そうだった。ダッシュで行かねば。くるくるとーん。やば。ドキドキしてきた。ちょっと深呼吸しないと
あのね、死ぬとか軽々しく言うものじゃないでしょ。
Now you're talking to the person who did die.
軽々しく言ってないもん。本当に死んじゃうくらいドキドキしてるんだもん。
I made sure mentions that I can feel my heart beating rapidly as well. We haven't even caught sight of Yuji yet. She's so agitated already. Is my heart just linked to hers, or am I actually a bit agitated myself?
少しは落ち着きなさいって。
だけど、もう少し歩いたらユージがいるかもしれないんだよ。そう思うとドキドキしてちょっと疲れちゃう。
Stop
もし
being
待ち
horny.
合わせ場所で先にユージが待ってたら、私が歩いてくるのを見てどう思うんだろうとか、どんな顔するんだろうとか考えただけでおかしくなりそう。
それって待たせるのが苦手ってこと？
できれば先について待っていたい。それでもドキドキすることには変わらないけどね。でも待つことには慣れてるし、だから大丈夫。よくわからないけど、今日はユージがもう来てる気がするんだよな。私待ち合わせにこんな遅く来たことなかったし、どうしよう。
大丈夫だから、とにかく冷静になって。
はい。
Nice to meet you. Anticipated, Yuji is already waiting at the rendezvous point. He looks pretty much the same as always. While Michiru is trembling and sweating profusely, he's wearing the expression of a man who's poked his head into the fridge to see if he can throw anything together with yesterday's leftovers. Calm as ever, in other words. You might almost think he's completely disinterested in the day itself.
待ってるよ。むしろ待たせてる。怒ってるかな。
怒るわけないでしょ。待ち合わせの5分前よ。遅刻したわけじゃないんだし。
そうだけど、待たせてる事実は変わらないし、どうしていいかわからん。
ずっとここで見てるわけにはいかないでしょ。ほら、思い切って。
バレませんように。バレませんように。よかった。バレてない。しまった。逆に気まずい。どうさりげなく気づいてもらえば。そうだ。ここは羊のモノマネでもして気づいてもらおう。羊、ブイー。
I noticed you a while ago.
ブイー。
Also, that sounds more like a goat.
They can sound pretty similar, believe it or not.
But, yeah.
Certainly gotta
Sound
let me look at
deranged
this.
as she always does.
Something wrong?
怒ってますか？
Yuji's so panicked I half expected her to begin foaming at the mouth. But Yuji just looks her over from head to toe, then nods slightly. The blonde hair is not bad either, is it? Not to repeat myself, but that coat really does look good on you, even if it is completely out of season.
それってどういう？
You look cute, Michiru.
やられら。
Oh shit, she fucking did. Alright then, let's get going.
はい。
That's another way to laugh. Did you eat a poisonous mushroom or something?
Bad choice of words.
Yeah. Oh, also, I've just noticed that I did talk about her, but never actually fucking showed off what she looks like. Since I mentioned Carly Carmine earlier, due to the fucking Attack Force thing, this is Carly Carmine. This is also Carly Carmine.
Right, let's have a look. See. Okay. One looks like a doofus. The other looks comparatively competent.
She is an absolute doofus. In fact, nice. This is actually something I found just now, randomly posted here. This is also like the image you get for beating her storyline in Attack Force 4. She is a reporter that, in the story, decides to investigate a psychic cult, gets killed, and gets revived by demons inhabiting the Nazca lines to fight a war against a bright red dragon.
Everybody's gotta have a hobby.
Like, this post, like, randomly also got a point. Like, I don't know why this is just randomly here, but, like, they really did my girl Carly dirty, because, like, she has really pretty eyes that they are always hidden because of the goofy glasses.
Hmm. Maybe to avoid attracting even more attention she couldn't avoid.
She does also can have like a character quirk where she uses her Yu-Gi-Oh deck for essentially tarot card readings.
Okay.
Yeah, she has like fortune fairies that are supposed to fucking symbolize different shit, and she is constantly unlucky with that. Funny enough that the specific fortune fairy that she draws when she is the most unlucky.
Why does my deck consist seemingly of inverted tower cards? What's with this?
Yeah, the fortune fairy that she actually draws when she's unlucky is this one. Wait, that's fucking illegal. Fortune fairies are all normal monsters, I thought. Why the fuck is this an effect monster? Incidentally, when she becomes a dark signer, like the golf outfit that you saw, that I also posted, she upgrades from fortune fairies to fortune ladies, and of course, the fortune fairy Che also has a fortune lady version. And you can see like a slight resemblance. That the apparently unlucky card looks so much like her. Also, I feel we need to fucking check out that. I thought fortune fairies were all fucking normal monsters. Nope, never mind. Apparently they decided to make them actual effect monsters when they made real cars out of them. Yeah, in the OCG and TCG, the Fortune Fairies are redesigned as spellcaster effect monsters. Yeah, like... Okay, that is actually kind of funny. That's actually kind of funny. Like, one of the most frustrating parts of having Carly as a tag partner in Tag Force is the fact that her deck is literally built around a bunch of normal monsters that have a 0/0 stat line. So, if you build a good board and it's wiped and it's her turn, you're fucked because she's not gonna build a strong board.
So much for that.
Yeah. Like even Fortune Lady would be better to have. Enough of that. No, you know, it's two more pictures to mention. Namely Aki, who is the first person whose story route I went down.
Okay.
Did I just press the wrong button? Oh, no, I didn't. I was just not scrolled all the way down. Incidentally, she does also, in the second season, get another outfit. Because she does actually become a speed duelist as well. Gets her license, you know, and gets a fitting outfit for speed dueling, I guess you could say. I would also post a picture of Misty, but there's no real good pictures of Misty, sadly. Yeah. I will say though that she does play one of my favorite decks, which is Reptilian. A snake ladies whose entire strategy is you there, monster with 3,000 attack? No, 0 attack actually. Like literally the entire deck is built around fuck your opponent's attack stat and then make use of 0 attack monsters.
いえ、それはなんとかギリギリで避けました。
I see. Good to hear. Incidentally, Michiru.
なんでしょう。
Notice you showed up right on time today. Good job. Keep it up. With that, Yuji reaches out and gives Michiru a few pats on the head. It's less gentle caress and more an uncle talking about how much you've grown, but it's still enough to put an ecstatic smile on her face.
はい。
That again.
あー、ちょっと待てよ。
The wind blows forcefully against Michiru's flushed cheeks. There's a decent breeze today. Ordinarily, that would make the heat more tolerable, but when you're wearing a coat this woolly, it doesn't make much of a difference. Are we doing another winter date today?
そうかな。わかんない。でもコート可愛いって言ってくれたし、それで満足かも。
I said that yesterday, you know?
そうだっけ。緊張してて覚えてないや。
I don't know, because Michiru's actions may be, there's always a reason behind them. Sometimes she's embarrassed, sometimes she's just unbelievably nervous. I doubt even she could make sense of the impulsive behavior that results in... I feel like there should be an in there. Of course, that goes for most girls her age. I'm speaking from experience there. Watching her, I do find myself rolling my eyes at the absurdity of it all. But at the same time, there's a part of me that's envious. Just being around the person she loves is enough to make her mind go blank. Won't be surprised if she fainted from the sheer excitement. This sort of thing might be a privilege specially reserved for the young. At the very least, it's hard to be so innocent once you've taken on the responsibilities of adulthood. There's no lies here, no strategizing. Doesn't even realize how obvious your feelings are at any given moment. That simplicity is only charming. Seem rather calm today.
そうかな。はい、そうかも。今日は、なんでもない。
Michiru seems to have decided not to say anything about the fact that I'm giving her advice today. Probably for the best, this is their date, not mine. Take her hand out of your pocket.
なんかくれるの？
Nah, we're just gonna walk hand in hand.
マジか。
As Michiru tentatively offers her hand, Yuji reaches over and grabs it firmly. She tugs at her bangs in enough effort to hide the embarrassment in her eyes. In her eyes, actually. Her. It's a wasted effort. His large hand wraps around her, sensation leaves her suddenly conscious of her femininity. Of course, Yuji probably can't begin to understand the effect it is having on her. Michiru feels love in the briefest of words, the smallest of gestures. Warmth spreads through her chest and her breathing grows faster. She doesn't want him to ask if she's feeling alright, so she tries to keep him from noticing. She tries to keep it secret, even from God. She struggles quietly, slower breathing. But that sweat keeps trickling down her flushed body, and she knows there's no way to make these feelings stop. Some
どう
matter.
もしない。
The two of them walk along for a while in silence, still holding hands. I can feel Michiru's body temperature rising even further. The hand he's holding is burning with heat, throbbing with love.
汗かいてない？私の手の話ですけど。
Yeah, it is very much so.
それ恥ずかしい。手離していい？
Come on, everyone sweats. It isn't nearly as bad as it was yesterday.
本当に？昨日そんなにひどかった？
You were like a wet sponge. Every time I applied a little pressure, water squirted out of you in all directions.
すみません。
No need to apologize, it was actually kind of amusing.
そうですか。
Michiru reached into her pocket and squeezed her snow globe with the hand Yuji isn't holding. She must be truly ticked with that thing. I hadn't expected her to bring it on a date. Anyway, let's keep going with the winter theme today. You never know when a miracle might occur.
ユージがそんなこと言うの珍しいね。奇跡とかあんま言わない気がする。
That fact! Well, you might be in for some rain later.
雨？どうせ降るなら雪がいいな。
Sure, that'd be nice.
なるといいね。
I think it might have changed a little, being around you. The two of them stroll along, exchanging silly fantasies. I wonder what the summer scenery around us makes of these two. For some reason, I have a feeling today's date is going to be something of a success. Why don't we try getting some steam booms again?
いいの？冬っぽいね。行こうコンビニ行こう。
いやーさません。
では肉まんを。ねえ、今日はユージくんに選んでもらったら。選ぶ？だって半分こで食べれば、それにきっとユージはどれがいいって聞いてもお前の好きなのでってこと。
何が食べたいとかどれがいいじゃなくて、苦手なものはあるって聞き方すればいいのよ。
なるほど。確かにそれなら。ねえユージ、肉まん買うけど苦手なやつある？
I'm alright with anything edible, but I suppose I prefer not to eat any greasy meat.
ほう、そうか。じゃあさっぱりしたやつなくね？さっぱりした肉まんってなくね？
落ち着きなさいよ。肉まんにこだわる必要ないでしょ。
でもせっかくだし、じゃあ間を取ってブリトー？
何の間を取ったの？
ねえユージ、ブリトーでいいかな？いいよね。ハム&チーズのブリトーでいいよね。
Burrito! Sure, that's fine.
じゃあ買う。半分こしよう。
あだーさ
ではブリトー食べましょうね。はいユージ。ってどうしたの？
The more I look at the burritos this place sells, the more they remind me of an unhealthy person's skin.
これから食べようっていうのになんでそんなこと言うのよ。
Am I wrong now?
どこが？確かにこの感じ、正気のない人の肌のような。
Alright.
I feel attacked.
Why'd you take the first bite? I'm not that pale, thankfully.
Yeah, the problem is the moment the sun really, really does come out, I burn.
Put it on the top of the burrito out of its plastic wrap, and Yuji holds it out in our direction. Come on, Jota. Open wide. Can't fit in your mouth otherwise.
ねえ、もうちょっと恋人らしくできないの？それじゃあペットみたいじゃない。
Is there that much of a difference?
そりゃ夜はそうかもしれないけどね。
Okay.
今はもうちょっと優しくしてくれてもいいじゃない。
Okay. I don't know what this is, by the way. Actually, I do know. It's part of a fucking clothes hanger. Almost picked it up like that. Oh well.
Doing well here.
Did lose a few fucking end pigs there. Goes up and
Not to mention a few brain cells after reading some of that.
Yeah, but that's par for the course. That's nothing special, you know.
That's true, I suppose.
Two more somewhere. Some land. Or unless there were never two more. They were just missing from the get-go. I'll declare them missing. I think you'd be a little more gentle and what? I feel like that's supposed to be her line there. Well then, you want the say ah routine, I assume.
そうそうそれ
Here, say ah.
へへあーおいでもおいしい
Glad to hear it. Think I'll have some as well.
ちょっとおいしいおいしい
I have no idea what you're trying to say. Yuji proceeds to quickly consume the rest of the burrito. Was he really unsure what Misha was trying to say? I think it's possible he was just embarrassed. I'm thirsty now.
ああ持ってます水筒ありますからさあお飲みなさい乾ききった喉を投げ出して
Not sure I'm supposed to toss my throat anywhere. What's this, a hot drink? Wait, oolong tea. Put some ice in there. Good thinking.
でもごめんねクルトン入ってないの
Wouldn't want them anyway. Only cold drinks can slow down your metabolism. There's no point worrying about that in this heat. Jesus Christ, that is
Oh
some
my god.
heavy drinking. Like you can't like you can hear his Adam's apple move.
Yeah.
Jesus.
私ばっちり
I feel like I didn't hear
そうかそうかありがと
that. Oh, good. Thanks, Micha. Really hit the spot. What are you thanking me for?
うその褒めてくれたことに対してだよ
I'm fairly sure that thanks was actually directed at me, and there's a bright childish smile on Michiru's face.
今日はデート成功しそうな気がするね
No success or failure is really what a date's about.
ちょっと待ってねねえねえ今度どこに行けばいいの
河川敷でいいんじゃない？ほら水切りしたいって言ってたし。
あそうだった了解ねえユージ川に行かない
River, not mine, but man, we're here.
というわけで川へやってまいりましたふふ川って急に漠然としてていいね
Man, I
川
miss,
さ座ろうか
man, I miss the wacky inflatable arm flailing Yuji they used to put up here. Those days. Hold on, we should spread something out first, bank Jeff, alright?
優しいじゃあ座るねはあ
Scooch over a little.
ちょっといざ来てみたら気まずいんですけど
なんでもいいから普通の話して。普通の
話って何普通って何
ごく当たり前の話よ。天気の話とか当たり
もうわかったねえユージなんかさこう本とか読んでてね鼻の奥からあったかいもの出てきて鼻からツーって垂れてきたから鼻血だーって思ってちょっと指で触って確かめたらただのあったかい鼻水なだけだったーみたいなことってたまに
You!
あるよね
I might very rarely, I
こう
guess.
いうの私鼻血かと思ったらただのあったかい鼻水だったって呼んでるんだけどユージはなんて呼んでる
I call it disgusting. Can't say I have a name for it.
なるほどなごく自然な会話できた
どれだけ特殊な話してるのよ。本当に君って
ユージに話を振ってみてもいい
それはダメ。どうせ川に浮かんできたなんとか兵の死体がとか言い出すから。
言い出す絶対言い出すじゃあ他には天気の話しかないよ
天気の話でいいのよ。そういうありきたりのやつで。他にはそうね夢の話とかしてみたら。
おおそれナイスありがとうねえユージ
What
ユ
is
ージの将来の夢を聞かせて
it? Dreams. Closing his eyes, Yuji loses himself in thought. is a straightforward question for a normal person, but it seems a little challenging for him, which is poorly. Michiru's staring at him in eager anticipation. I take the opportunity to study his face carefully. There's a bit of stubble coming in on his jawline. I suppose that explains why his kisses feel a little prickly sometimes. I know what he usually thinks about when he's kissing me, or Michiru, rather. Michiru tends to close her eyes when they kiss, but he might be keeping his open. Maybe I'll mention that to Michiru next time. Try keeping her eyes open once in a while or something. But if I do that, she might get self-conscious about it. Knowing her, she'd never be able to close her eyes during the kiss again. There's only one thing that really comes to mind.
教えて。
It's an afternoon just like this one. Sitting on the bank of a river. Live with you, just passing the time. Not hungry, and I'm probably not gonna get hit by a bullet out of nowhere. Long story short, I'm completely content. Already living a dream. Wouldn't feel right to wish for anything else. Presents everything to me, and that's more than enough. Normally Michiru would have averted her eyes in embarrassment by now, but today she listens carefully to Yuji's words, never looking away from his face. When he finished, she reaches out and takes hold of his arm in both hands.
私もユージがすべて。そうだね。今が夢みたいだもん。これ以上望むなんて贅沢だね。ありがとう。大好き。
Yeah, I know.
知られてるのを知っている。
I also know that you know that I know. I'm going to have to stop you right there. If one of you continues right now, the whole no one's going to shoot a bullet at you is going to be a false statement.
知られてるのを知っていることも知っていることを知って、あれ？なんでもいいや。大好き。
Fucking red dots from all directions suddenly show up on them. Oh no. You just said that.
何度も言ったらダメですか？
Can't say that I'm
じゃあ何度だって言います。好き大好き超好き世界一好き宇宙一好き銀河一好きブラジル一好き。
Okay, put a suck in it.
何度言ってもいいって言ったのに。
Yeah, I don't mind, but you're being annoying.
何よそれ。もう好き。
Leaning over, Michiru gives Yuji a kiss on the cheek. A small little tingle of pain runs through her lip. Maybe his whiskers poked her. Maybe it's the prick of love. All you can say. Seems this choice of topic wasn't exactly a mistake after all.
ユージってばどうしたのかな。ちょっと電話って言ってから長い。
まあ彼にだって用事ぐらいあるんじゃない？
Presumably, we don't know.
でもせっかくのデートだよ。そんな時に抜け出して電話なんてよっぽど大事なようだと思うんだ。
Yeah,
つまり浮気だよ。生きていけない。
それは思考が飛びすぎ。そんなに心配なら本人にそれとなく聞いてみたら。
それとなくか。
I'm back, sorry about that.
一つ聞いてもいい？
Yeah, I don't mind.
浮気だな。今の電話浮気だな。もう分かってる。振られる覚悟はできてる。だからそのあれだ。悪いところがあったら直すから。ごめんなさい。
Does this girl not know what the word casually means? I'm not having an affair, but I'm not going to tell you who it was on the phone with you just yet. It's kind of important. Drop it for now, won't you?
はーい。しゅん。
せっかくいい感じで進んでるんだから雰囲気壊さないな。ファミレスに入って小休止しましょう。
はーい。ねえユージ、ファミリーが集うレストランに行かない？
Sounds good. Sounds really blaring today, so it wouldn't hurt to take a break. That cut must be wearing you down now. By now, right? Let's go.
いらっしゃいませ。しゅん。
The ribbon makes it look as if she's got cat ears. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I see it. Don't worry, I was not having an
違
affair.
う。運勢が今日だった。でも願い事叶うだって。
I usually was on the bathroom. Michiru put 100 yen in the small fortune-telling machine on the table. It's clear from the way her shoulders are drooping that the results prove to be less than ideal. Bad luck, but your wish will come true. Sounds like a load of nonsense. Forget that thing. Let's look over the menu.
カレーフェアやってる。夏の暑さは辛さで乗り切れーか。ねえ、ユージはカレー好き？
It's not bad when you eat it at
海
sea.
の家？
No, out on the sea.
海の上でカレー食べるってどんな状況？よくわからないんだけど。浮き輪でプカプカ浮きながらラッキョをかじるってこと？
Boat!
それって斬新。
Boat, woman! I think a boat is the more common scenario.
ああ、なるほどね。そりゃそうだ。ユージはいろいろなことを経験してるんだね。
I've also killed a man!
Yeah.
I suppose.
ユージは私の知らないことをたくさん知っていて、私の知らない世界をたくさん見てきて、それなのに私ってば全然そういうのに疎くて、イラついたりしない？そんなこともわからないのかって思ったりしない？
Not at
そう
all.
なの？優しいんだね。
That's not the point. People are always gonna have different perspective, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's no possible way you and I could have seen the exact same things or gone through the exact same experiences. Might know some things you don't, but you know just as many things that I
でも
don't.
私、ユージみたいに頭良くないし、すごいことも知らない。
You know things I'm clueless about isn't that impressive enough? For example, Yuji picks up a menu, flips to the dessert page, and points randomly at the photograph of a jumbo chocolate parfait. This isn't good.
それはね、あんまりおすすめできない。生クリームが多すぎて気持ち悪くなっちゃうから。
How about this one?
それもダメ。乗ってるハーブが自家製って自慢げに書いてあるけど、あんまり良くなかったから。だったらこれがいいと思う。シンプルにショートケーキ。でもここのやつはね、他と違って美味しいんだよ。
See? Know plenty of things I don't.
こんな話どうでもよくない？
I found it interesting, actually. Watching you talk about it so aptly wasn't bad
So-
either.
そうなんだ。じゃあショートケーキ2つ頼むね。すみません。お待たせいたしました。ショートケーキです。
I think I remember seeing the CG before once.
はい、やってまいりました。ケーキさんです。やっほーい。
A sago of fat strawberry sits on top of Michiru's sliced shortcake, glistening like a jewel. Her eyes sparkle as she stares down at
ね
it.
えねえ、ユージは好きなものを最初に食べるタイプ？それとも最後まで残しておく？私はどっちでもいいんだけど、イチゴだけは最初に食べるの。
Matter of fact, don't let me stop you.
いただきま
Michiru thrusts her fork down to impale her strawberry, but either her angle's wrong or her luck's simply terrible. The strawberry pops right off the cake and tumbles down to the restaurant's floor.
Fail.
3秒ルール。
Before the words have even left
Man
Michiru's
down.
mouth, a family of children walks down the aisle past our booth, chattering happily. Not
Oh,
even
no.
notice a small treasure lying in their path. By the time they pass, all that remains of the strawberry is a tragic, bloody stain on the floor.
今日だからが。
What's the poor girl supposed to take her anger out on? Black clouds of misery hover in the air around the table. Not till he crestfallen Michiru gazes resentfully at the strawberry on top of Yuji's cake.
食べたい。あれ食べたい。でもそんなこと言えない。誰だってショートケーキのイチゴを楽しみにしているはず。くださいなんて言えない。食べたいならもらえばいいじゃない。そんなのルール違反じゃないの？神に背く行為なのでは？大げさだな。君はそうやって変なところで遠慮ばかりするからいけないんだよ。もっと自分の気持ちを素直にぶつけなさい。でも、だってそんなの。
Michiru agonizes over whether to say something. A red object suddenly materializes in front of her face. Yuji appears to be offering her his strawberry. You want it, don't you? Go ahead. Strawberry sways on the end of Yuji's fork. Michiru stares at mesmerized like a dog ordered to
いい
stay.
の？これ、パックンしていいの？
I don't mind. Could have just said something, you know. When you ask for the unreasonable, I'll say so. When that's not the case, I'm willing to spoil you a little. There's no need to be shy.
うん。
Come on, say That's a bit more tongue than necessary for
Classic Michiru.
The sweet and sour taste of strawberry fills Michiru's mouth. The cream that came along with it sends a tingle of pleasure through her body. Was that good? Yuji smiles slightly, affection in his eyes, and proceeds to eat about half of his cake in a single bite. For a while, the two of them silently eat their cakes and sip cheap black tea from the restaurant's self-service area.
変なこと言ってもいい？
Feel free. When Michiru breaks the silence, Yuji glances up briefly as he responds and returns his attention to the cake in front of him.
私ってユージに愛されてる気がする。
Is that anything new?
私、ユージのことが好きで夢中になってて、かっこいいなとか思ってて、でもね、私だけこんなに必死なんじゃないかなって思ってたの。だってユージっていつも冷たい感じだし。
Cold? I won't say that.
そう感じたの。だから焦ったりもしたし、空回りっていうか、そういう、でも少し落ち着いて向き合ってみたら、結構好かれてるかもって思ってしまった。
I love you and that hasn't changed. I'm willing to put up with a little silliness. Hold on, that's not the right way to put it. I enjoy putting up with your silliness. You're fun to be with.
あ、なんだかものすごく照れてきてしまったぞ。どうしよう。
Don't be embarrassed if you want to be. Don't feel like you have to hide it. I like you best when you're being yourself.
そうですか。
Yes.
じゃあ照れていい？すごく照れていい？全力だよ。
Feel free.
うおー難しい。お呼びでしょうか？
How
So
could that be
kind.
construed as a call for the waitress? Do you speak in Eldritch
Strange.
truth?
Eldritch horror.
Because that's what it sounded like she talked in just
I
now.
was about to say, just an entire MTF of the SCP Foundation jump in and restrain her.
和風ハンバーグですか？
No, it's just wild place, two of them.
かしこまりました。
That doesn't sound all bad, actually. One followed by the other.
I think our waitress may have misheard your expression of embarrassment as waffle hamburger.
言ってないよね。そんな風に聞こえた？
You know, I think it might have.
ひどい。いや、ひどいとこでもないのか。なにこれ？ちょっとユージ、そんなに笑わないでよ。恥ずかしいじゃん。
Sorry, Kang John.
ツボ！またツボの話。ちょっとユージってば、本当に笑いすぎ。ありがとうございました。もうまだ笑ってるし、私本当に恥ずかしかったんだからね。分かってる？
Right, sorry about that.
でも今日はね、すごく嬉しい。ユージがいつも私のことどう思ってるのかとか分かったし、
I don't think I said anything I haven't told you before.
私からしてみれば今日はいつもと全然違うの。充実してる。
Oh, yeah? Well, it's nice too.
いい加減にしないと怒るからね。
Alright then. Where should we go next?
次はね、
Risha seems to be requesting assistance. Whisper suggests that it's only she.
次はラブホテル。
Something wrong?
いや、なんでもない。ちょっと待って。ちょっと急すぎじゃない。なんでそこなのよ。
いい感じなんだから別に問題ないんじゃないの？恋人同士だし、それにいつも寮でしてばっかりじゃつまらないでしょ。そろそろ時間も時間だしさ。
そういうことまで言わなくてもいいのよ。
ほら大丈夫、きっとうまくいくから。直接言うのが恥ずかしかったら、疲れたから休憩したいって言えばさしてくれるわよ。
わかったけど。ねえユージ、次に行くところなんだけど、決まったんだけど、ちょっとね、もごもご。
What's up?
ちょっと疲れたから休憩したいなーって思って。
Well, we just took one at that restaurant. Are you not feeling well?
いえ、そうでなくてですね、休憩っていうか、休憩3時間程度のランデブー。
Ah, you wanna have sex?
そうだけど、そんな直球で言わなくてもいいじゃない。私が決めたわけじゃないし。
What are you talking about? You don't round it up.
うん。
In any case, we're out of luck. The local hotels around here aren't legally allowed to accept students.
なんでそんなこと知ってるの？誰かと来たの？
Amina tried to drag me to one at some point, but they turned us away at the door when they saw her uniform.
あの野郎。
I think there might be a murder at the dorm soon.
Yeah. Also, Amane trying to pull a fast one.
Anyways, let's head home.
うわー、今日だからが。
Which also means you bewails their misfortune.
すみません。
When you're washing the windows of a multi-story building, the general rule of thumb is to secure everything with ropes for safety purposes. That applies to the workers, of course, but also their buckets of cleaning gear. There's only one real exception, in fact, and the liquid inside those buckets. The suspended platform on a nearby building sways in an unreasonably strong gust of wind, and the bucket full of cleaning liquid overturns. Just so happens that this platform is specifically right above Michiru. Of course, the bucket itself doesn't land neatly on her head like it would in a gag manga. But the cleaning liquid does fall directly on top of her with a dramatic splash.
今日だからが。で、願い事かな？ね。
Oh, they're fucked.
Not
For real?
quite yet.
Even in the middle of summer, it wouldn't be advisable to walk around town in clothes drenched with cleaning liquid. The worker, clearly afraid this might turn into a major headache, quickly agreed to pay for the dry cleaning. They also handed over a little extra cash as an apology. We hurried over to a nearby business hotel, which had Michiru's wet clothing sent to an emergency same-day service. And as for the girl herself, she is currently humming to herself in the shower.
That's not a hum.
Are we sure that's singing and not just
Why
animal
does it
noises?
feel racist?
What?
Like, I'm not the only one who hears that.
I have no idea what it's supposed to be.
I have also no idea of what it's supposed to be, but I vaguely hear something along the lines of the fucking ding ding dong ding ding dong ding dong. You know, that's what I mean by slightly racist.
Oh.
It feels slightly racist towards the Chinese, and I don't know why.
Oh, but we shouldn't feel bad.
Oh dear.
In any case, the little fortune-telling machine certainly proved itself eerily accurate. In the words of Yuji, if the army had owned that thing during the war, the course of history might have been very different.
どうしたの？さっきまで上機嫌に鼻歌歌ってたのに。
You were humming racistly just a minute ago. Tiananmen Square. There goes
Well
access. There goes access to this video in China.
Minus 2,000 social credit.
I'm sure Pooh Bear won't mind.
Yeah.
He will. He's coming for you. The PRC hit squad is on the way.
Yeah.
なんだか緊張してきた。今さら何を言ってるの。いいからさっさと出てさっさと始めてしまいなさい。
You alright? Anything wrong with your eyes or ears? When we re-enter the room, we find Yuji seated on the bed.
もうあんまり痛くない。
Glad to hear it, but don't relax just yet. Cleaning liquids full of alkaline, crisp chemicals. They're not good for your skin or hair.
黒くしたり元に戻したりして、それだけでも痛みそうなのに。
Come over here, I'll make sure you rinse it all out.
うん。
Uh-oh.
Dude! This is 100% the prelude to the H scene. Yuji wraps
Correct.
his arms around Michiru, then buries his face to her hair from behind. His breath tickles the back of her neck. Don't smell any ammonia or glycol.
すぐ痛いです。
You know, Michiru, you handle yourself well today. No wild outbursts or anything. It was almost anticlimactic.
More than normal.
Suddenly he's laying on the compliments. That tickles too, in a different sense.
そうだね。デート成功。
This feels like an H scene where Adamichi just suddenly takes over. Call it instinct. Maybe it's the face. I'd say it went well. Did you learn something from yesterday?
いや、その、実は私が考えたわけじゃなくてね。
Also, Yuji has spontaneously turned into hentai protagonist number 15.
Wasn't he always?
I mean, not this much.
It's back. True. Maybe there's something
Brother,
about him and Mitra that we don't know.
Brother looks like he's got happening powers.
I think I'll pass on that.
What do you
ほら、
mean?
彼女が指示してくれたの。いつもはデートの時は眠ってるっていうか、口を出さないことになってるんだけど、今日は特別にしてくれたの。だからデートがうまくいってるのは私のおかげじゃなくて、全部彼女のおかげなの。だからその参っちゃうね。
Michiru laughs, but there is a slightly forlorn expression on her face. Yuji gives her a small kiss and squeezes her in his arms as he replies. You work together to make it a success now.
あの子がいると余計なことしなくて済んでよかったんだけど、でもそれって私がいらない子みたいじゃない？
Don't be ridiculous. You're my girlfriend, right? Trying to forget it. If she helps out, all you have to do is say thank you.
そうなのかな。
Of course, listen carefully, alright? Yuji stares right into Michiru's eyes as he continues. His expression has gotten a little bit serious. You seem to be upset that you couldn't handle this all on your own. But that's the wrong way to look at it. There's another you inside your body. That's not a handicap. It's something special and unique about you. You should absolutely take advantage of it. Why wouldn't you? Work with her. Cooperate when you can. You and her are two parts of a single whole. It's only natural to rely on each other. Understand? There's no reason to feel inferior or put yourself down. Love every part of who you are. So try not to look so troubled. You're cuter when you smile.
ユージ。
Well, not if you're unattractive either way. Still, you should try to smile for now. We're on a date.
ありがとう。
Yuji's words make both Michiru and me happy. He thought of ourselves as somehow warped and unnatural, but he accepts us as a whole. He accepts them as a whole.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, yeah, the H scene is about to start.
I was desperately hoping you'd avoid saying something like that. And here you go, prancing into it.
Brother, I saw an explosive trap and decided fucking fireworks.
Flung into it, both feet.
I stare into the void. It stares back and I decide to fucking yeet myself into it.
And it offers you cookies.
You're just lucky to have him for a boyfriend. I'm happy for him, but also a little envious. You know, she's the one he loves, not me. I can feel a prickle of pain in my heart at the thought. Not that I even know where my heart is supposed to be at this point. Alright then, Michiru.
ね、ちょっと待って。さっきさ、彼女にお礼を言えばいいって言ったよね。
We're getting a Michi 2H scene.
Yep.
Yeah, what
そ
about it?
のお礼なんだけど、あの子のことも抱きしめてあげてくれないかな。
Wait, what? What did you just say? Look at that! You just had a loss for words!
私にはわかるんだ。この子もユージのことが好きなのが。
Hold on a second!
私とこの子は二人で一つ。なのにいつも私ばっかり良い思いしちゃってるから。今日は幸せを分け合いたいんだ。
It's now a good time to mention that one of the suggested titles for this particular sequence was known as The Other Virgin.
Also, I don't know why, but like, this is going to be the same fucking situation as I joked about in a fucking to myself while watching a fucking Smash video before. Specifically, the video was Party Crashers one, where they essentially, instead of picking characters, one person got they took turns coming up with a prompt like, yes, pick a character that has a hat, or pick a character you think you could beat in a fight IRL, or shit like that. And one of the fucking prompts, Nick just goes like, pick who you think is spiciest in dead. First off, Brent immediately turned into a flustered mess, and secondly, the character chosen, Nick, went with Bayonetta. I mean, fair. Vernius went with Corrin. When asked to explain, he said he didn't want to explain, as the fucking editor zoomed in on Corrin's bare feet. And finally, Brent went with Pyra and Mithra. And Nick asked him why Pyra and Mithra, and he said Mithra specifically because she has an attitude problem.
How would that work?
I don't know. And all I could think is like, that's a boring fucking explanation. Come on. You can literally, while going in, you literally have like the spank switch button. And hey, that's also possible here. Like, yes, the switch command, switch personalities. I'm bad. Don't worry, we're gonna probably end the part after this.
As from what I recall, it won't be too long to the ending after this scene.
Oh, then might as well continue until the end.
From what I recall.
ダメかな。
I'm on it all. What? What? Imagine if other Michiru just actually suddenly sounded like that.
Yeah. Just this dreadful squawking from below.
But it all depends on what he has to say, of
ちょっ
course.
と待って。今相談するから。
That's the word.
ふつつか者ですが、よろしくお願いいたします。
Did you change places? It's
うん。
been a while since we talked like this, but it seemed pretty different. Feeling nervous or something.
緊張したら悪い。
You see, so that's how it is. Mayuji's a veteran when it comes to this stuff. He's figured out what she isn't saying. Oh, now we're main Michiru. Make sure you're gentle with her,
Yes.
okay? Without another word, Yuji puts his hand on her cheek, then brings his lips to hers. I guess this would be your second kiss? So Jesus Christ.
You don't have to see that.
Like, not even like a slow fade or something, just... I head out into the morning sun with the woman I love. Walking the streets of a town that still half asleep isn't unpleasant. The city shows me a face that normally wouldn't, and so does the woman at my side. This might not exactly be a sacred ritual, but it does inspire some special feelings. Shopping district and station area, normally bustling with people, are almost completely silent. The morning's first train hasn't arrived yet. A garbage truck sleepily opens its mouth to swallow a resident. Its leftovers, trash bag and all. Newspaper delivery
This isn't
motorbike
slowed
rests
and green.
idly in front of a shop. Its work apparently complete. You can imagine like a fucking garbage truck just slowly but surely drives up and actually just fucking like lunges forward and devours a man.
That's just the Monty Python sketch, The Killer Cars.
Oh no. The
Yes,
air is
you may
pleasant.
Google that.
Nietzsche's coat doesn't look quite so out of place anymore. The brutal late summer heat seems to be gradually leaving the city behind. In a few days, autumn might start poking its head through the door.
ねえユージ
Cuddling up to me, Michiru breaks the
私
silence.
ユージと一緒に入れて幸せ。初めての場所に連れて行ってもらえたり、初めての気持ちを経験したり、自分の世界が広がっていく気がする。
You see? It's definitely special when you experience something for the first time. Reading about it in a book or hearing someone describe it really, or can't really compare.
こういう世界が広がっていくような経験って今まで2人しか出会ったことない。
No?
ユージ
Heard
と
of this other guy.
もう一人。
Must have been a man with some backbone.
女の子。お友達。
Right, of course.
でもごめんね。この時間ってユージがいつも走ってる時間じゃない？
I glanced down at my watch, kind of think that it's getting to be about that time. That's true, but I was actually planning on taking you out this morning.
朝のトレーニングにまた走らせようとしてたの？
Not exactly, in any case, we're together now, so it doesn't really matter.
変なの。ねえ、二人で一緒に朝帰りなんてしたら学園のみんな驚くかな。
Maybe not. It's not like they're unaware of our relationship. Chizuru might complain about us staying out without permission, I suppose. But at this hour, they might still be asleep.
そうか。あれ、なんかお腹空いてきた。牛丼食べたい。
Bowl full of beef for this Sounds like you're in good form today.
育ち盛りだもん。それに昨日はとっても激しく運動しちゃったしね。誰かさんのせいで。
Exercise. Oh, you mean in the hotel?
ちょっと人がオブラートに包んでるんだから、そこはシーなの、シー。
I'm afraid the beef bowl will have to wait though. There's a place I want to take you.
どこ？
Winter. Prepare for winter. This place holds a lot of significance. Shut the fuck up, waves! For Michiru and me.
The waves are
Of course,
waving.
Of course, that's got nothing to do with the snowball fight we had the other day. This is the place where Michiru faced a literal life and death experience. She died and then came back to life. Of her own free will. She died, but you never know. I still don't know what that reference is actually. I just keep hearing it in fucking Tulok and Mango videos. That might make her sound like some kind of zombie, I suppose. She did kind of look like one at the time.
いろいろあったよね。改めてお礼が言いたいな。
With that, Michiru bows her head in my direction.
私を救い出してくれてありがとう。あのままだとおかしくなっちゃうところだった。
Not sure if you're that rational even now, honestly.
そんな言い方することないじゃない。おっしゃる通りではありますけどね。
Michiru frowns thoughtfully as we listen to the sound of waves like a stuffed bear in a picture book. She actually holds her hands to her face when she's thinking. It's rather cute.
ねえ、昨日は本当に楽しかった。ありがとう。すごく幸せ。私、こんなこと考えるの。私の元から消えてしまったもの、去っていった人、たくさんのものを失い続けてきた。
Yeah, remember that cat of yours?
Yeah.
Imagine if you actually said that. Like, yes, just like open the fucking wound.
きっとこれからもそうやって生きていくんだと思う。ユージだけはずっと永遠に一緒にいてほしいけど、
Forever
そん
is
なの無理だ
impossible.
よね。
But if we try, we can draw at least a little close to it. There's no reason we can't get right up to the edge of eternity, well, as long as we put in enough effort anyway.
はあ、やっぱり優しいな。
胸キュンしてしま
A strange one.
う。もし私と別れても私のことを忘れないでね。他にも可愛い女の子はいっぱいいるし、すっごくいい子だってたくさんいる。だから私に飽きて他の子に興味を持ってもいいよ。でも私のことを忘れないでいて。他の女の子に夢中になる時が来ても私をなかったことにはしないで。ずっと好きでいてなんて言わないから。覚えておいてくれればそれでいい。ユージの心の隅っこでいいからいさせて。それでいいから。
Oops. Rest assured, I've got no plans to leave you anytime soon. Take Michi's head in my arms. I lean down, kissing.
だって改めてこんな場所に連れてくるとか、もしかしたら別れ話かなって思うじゃん。昨日のお泊まりだって別れる前の最後の思い出作りとかさ。
You're reading too much
そ
into
うだ
this.
ろうけどさ。
I'm gonna sit down, alright? I do have something I wanted to talk about. I found myself to the ground to take a deep breath of fresh air. Michiru gazed down at me uncertainly.
ねえ、話って本当に変な話じゃない？
Fine, weird. I think the term applies to most of my conversations with you.
そうじゃなくてさ、どうしても不安になっちゃう。
I glanced down at my wristwatch. Seems best to let the conversation keep going for a while.
私ってさ、なんもないよね。だからすっごく怖くなるの。
Michiru points at her own chest as she speaks.
知ってると思うけど、この子はすごく素敵。頭もいいし気も利くし、いつも助けてもらってばっかり。なのに私ってば恩返しすることもできない。
Remember what I said yesterday? You shouldn't worry too much about that.
あとサチ。
Sachi, what about her?
サチは献身的だし優しいし、いつもサチにはかなわないなって思ってる。それに可愛いじゃない。とにかく可愛い。あんな子に
He
迫られ
actively
たら
has.
ユージだって断れないでしょ。
He actively has.
マキナもそう。守ってあげたくなるような見た目のくせに飲み込み早いし器用だし。
Can we, like, remove Makina from this conversation? Daughter, yes. Not what you're thinking.
最初はユージのこと怖がってたのに、今はそんなの信じられないよね。アマネはおっぱい大きいし。
That's seriously what you're going with there?
そうだよ、そこだよ。男の人ってお胸は大きい方がいいってみんな言う。それにユージだって大きい女の子が好きだって言ってたと思う。
That expression's somewhat misleading, but I can't say you're wrong.
ほらね、おっぱい大きい子には私の気持ちなんてわかんないんだよ。それに面倒見もいいし、お料理も上手だし、ユミコは何から何まで私と違う。比べようと思っても比べられない。美人だしさ。嫌になっちゃうよ。みんな素敵なのに、私だけじゃ。みんなのこと嫌いになれればまだいいけど、みんなのこと大好きだから余計に困る。いつかユージが他の女の子のところに行っちゃうんじゃないかって思うと不安で胸が張り裂けそうになる。ユージが喜ぶようなことしようとしても何一つちゃんとできてないし、もっとちゃんとしたいのにな。
Have expressed your feelings in full. Michiru falls silent. Respond with a long, exaggerated sigh. There's no point in comparing yourself with other women. You're who you are.
そうだけどさ。
Listen, you're special to me. I'm telling you not to be anxious, but it seems like that's not going to work. Fine then, be anxious. Tremble when you're scared. Wrap my arms around you and drive your fears away.
でもそれってとっても面倒なことじゃない？
No kidding, you're one of my high maintenance woman. That's part of who you are, so I'll deal with it. Tell me when you're anxious and I'll kiss you. Tell me when you're scared and I'll hug you. When all your fears are finally gone, tell me that
もし
too.
ずっと そうならなかったら
I'll stick with you as long as it takes. If you never get there, I'll be with you until I die. That's a promise. You understand?
うんちょっ
Oh
と
my
わかった
god, the fucking JoJo's. Do you understand?
Eventually they do. Eventually. Yell a bit louder.
After all that, a sword is the best I can get. This girl really does take some effort. But of course, if you want a woman who makes everything easy, you'll be looking for a long time.
永遠に一緒にいられるかどうかわからないけどそんなのって奇跡みたいなことだと思うけどユージがはっきり言葉にしてくれることが嬉しいどうなるかなんてわかんないのにちゃんと伝えてくれるから嬉しい私ユージのそういうところがすごい大好きなんだと思う
I've decided to show Michiru a miracle, or alternatively, to change her perspective. The filter through which you look at the world can change the way you feel about things dramatically. What Michiru needs right now is a bit of magic. It doesn't have to be fancy, the trick itself, which couldn't be obvious. The only thing that matters is to show her a new way of perceiving the world. Show me your pouch.
これサメさんポーチ
That's right. Show me what you got inside. Michiru unzips her pouch and holds it open for me. Inside is the snow globe I gave her. Just take a photo, be decorated with our scribbles, the bony spare ribs figure, and her rolled up fortune slip, among other things. They're all mementos of the time we spent together.
これ全然ロマンティックじゃないよねもっとちゃんとしたのがいいのにユージってば落書きに国防とか書くし意味わかんない
Was still fun, wasn't it?
うん
That's what matters. It's not like a memento has meaning. It's not like a memento has meaning in itself. They're just pieces of the past. Tools to help you remember. Everything that's really important is inside your heart.
そっかでも骨付きカルビもいいけど一緒に雪が見たかったな
You got plenty of time out of us. Strawberry on your shortcake might have gotten away from you, but winter isn't going anywhere.
うんそっかそうだねずっと一緒なんだもんね
But if your heart's set on the snow, I could show you some right now.
本当にそんなことできるの
Yes, can, but only if you wait just a little longer.
いいから見せてユージ見せてよ夏なのに雪降らせて見せて
Put a finger on Michiru's lips to silence her, then retrieve the snow globe from her pouch with a magician's flourish.
それをどうするの
Listen carefully, Michiru. Having your own perspective is a really important
視
thing.
点ってどういうこと
It's the filter through which you see the world. Give the snow globe a light shake and count the snowflakes swirl around within it. Michiru swallows audibly, mesmerized by their brilliance. For example, try holding this up right in front of your eyes. Look at the world through your snow globe. Taking the spherical toy from her hands, Michiru holds it in front of her face. The world she sees through that small snow globe seems to be filled with radiance.
ああこうして見ると本当に雪が降ってるみたい
Moving myself to Michiru's side, I bring my face close and peer into the snow globe with her.
ユージ二人じゃ一緒に見れないよ
Not to worry, I've got something else in mind. Taking my cell phone out of my pocket, I hold it out at arm's length and point it towards our faces.
自分撮りするの
That's right. Come on, get closer. You're almost out of shot.
もうこれ以上近づけないよほっぺたくっついてるのに
That's good enough. Now hold your snow globe in front of the lens.
それでどうするの
Change your perspective. The cell's phone lens focuses on our faces through the filter of Michiru's toy. By now, she seems to have realized the effect that's gonna have. You gonna take it, alright? Smile.
うん笑う
Now take a look at the screen. What? Did I see what I did there?
あーすごいこれって本当に雪が降ってるみたい雪景色の中でデートしてるみたいだよ
If you're able to change your perspective, there are plenty of ways to make it snow in the middle of summer. The physical weather phenomenon isn't really what we're looking for. You want the joy that comes with it and an excuse to cuddle up together. Just like your mementos, the snow itself isn't that important. What matters is the way it makes you feel.
これすごく素敵だもん。雪が降らなくても幸せな気持ちになる。
That's alright. It's alright if you're sad too. I'm always one to comfort you. But when you look at things from a different angle, sometimes you'll see your anxieties aren't so significant after all. And it can make life a whole lot less painful. Of course, there are some problems that changing perspective just can't fix. But it's skill Michiru needs someone to understand that. When you carry excess baggage on your shoulders, don't hesitate to toss it away at the side of the road. That's about all the advice I can offer right now. Sorry for the lecture. I've only got one real answer for you. I love you and always will. Simple
そっ
as
か
that.
そっか。
Here's a good snow-filled image of my cell phone screen. Michiru sniffles slightly. His nose seems to have gone a bit red. She looks over at me with tear-filled eyes, and her face breaks into an emotional smile.
ユージ、私幸せ。本当にありがとう。この写真プリントしたアルバムに貼る。それで将来ユージとここに来たことを思い出す。ユージに言った言葉を思い出す。幸せだった気持ちを思い出す。絶対に忘れない。
National defense.
If, of course.
だから
Write it
ね
on、again.
これからもっとたくさん写真撮ろう。なんでもないことでも当たり前のことでもいいから、たくさんたくさん二人の記録を残していこう。放っておいたら消えていってしまう今日の気持ちをちょっとでも逃がさないために、未来のために写真を撮ろう。
I don't mind it. You'll take as many as you
あり
want.
がとう、ユージ。
Michiru throws herself at me like a diver plunging into a pool. I catch her in my arms and spin her around as if we were dancing, counterclockwise, careful not to frighten her. So the story of a few days at the end of summer reaches its conclusion. Michiru and I didn't go on any adventures or learn any profound lessons. Well, Michiru did, technically, near the end there. There weren't
Yeah.
any dramatic events in our vicinity, and we didn't run around trying to unravel some elaborate conspiracy. The two of us just laughed together, went on dates, shared a few kisses. So our summer ended. Is there anything wrong with that? I did promise to work my way towards eternity with her, but honestly, there's no telling what might happen tomorrow. Might lose my life for some sudden disaster. For all I know, a cleaner could be planning to erase me at this very moment. Nobody knows what the future holds. For now, at least, I'm living a dream. Being with Michiru makes me happy. Even the dullest of our days together feels like a miracle. And speaking of miracles, there's actually just a little bit more to this story. Michiru, I think it's about...
ちょっと待ってユージ、それ以上は言わないで。ちゃんと寮には帰るから、もう少しだけここで一緒にいよう。
The music kind of funky.
You'll understand why.
That's not... Well, alright. Still cuddled up against my chest, Michiru mumbles a few more words.
幸せ。
Yep, Snow.
一緒にいれて本当に。
Pausing mid-sentence, she tilts her head quizzically. Something's landed on the tip of her nose. With a small flake of some kind.
これなんだろ
She glances around the area, but there's nothing it could have fallen from. In other words, it must have come from the sky.
う。ユージ、これなんだと思う？
Nah, sorry, I just got real bad dandruff problems.
Dandruff.
Like, it's been real bad lately. Finally, Michiru lifts her face up, just as another small particle drifts down from above, glittering brilliantly in the sun.
え？
The particle in question flutters in the breeze and lands gently on my shoulder. Michiru tilts her head again, opens her mouth to speak, then stops abruptly. Her eyes go wide. The reason for her surprise is obvious. Another shining flake, then another has fallen from the sky. A small, delicate ephemeral. The fragments of a pleasant dream. The kind that might disappear forever the moment you speak. Michiru covers her mouth with both her hands to protect this illusion.
ねえ、ユージ、これって。
And then she spoke anyway. You ruined it. Without a word, I point the finger straight up. Michiru hesitates briefly and cranes her neck back and looks up at the sky. A moment later, high above us, the deep blue sky, summer sky, is filled with brilliant white. Countless flakes fall to earth at their own leisurely pace, as if moving in slow motion. Wild with excitement, Michiru looks from the sky to me and back again. Must be a miracle, I guess. To answer Michiru's question, a half-serious tone of voice. Of course, whether it's really a miracle is important in the slightest. The sheer joy on her face is all that
そうだ
matters.
ね、きっと奇跡だよ。私とユージの気持ちが奇跡を起こしたんだよ。息ができないぐらい嬉しい。
Throwing her arms around my neck, she proceeds to squeeze so tight that I can barely breathe. I respond with a powerful hug.
本
of
当
my
に
arm.
冬みたい。クリスマスだよね、これ。ホワイトクリスマス。
No, it is not. It's a little early in the year for that.
早くないよ。クリスマスイブイブイブイブイブだよ。すごい。ユージと一緒にいると奇跡まで起こるなんて。また新しい世界を見せてくれた。本当すごい。
Meanwhile,
嬉し
meanwhile,
い。ユージ。
shut the fuck up. I'm trying to make you a bit.
Leave her alone.
I'm trying to do a bit! On the inside, Michi too is just sitting there like, what the fuck has he done this time?
Yeah, it's radioactive fallout, dude.
This ain't kosher. Something about this ain't kosher. Gleaming flakes from the sky cover the ground around us as if to magically seal our feelings into the earth itself for all eternity. Okay, got them catch. Alone in our own radiant little world, our eyes smarting from the brilliance all around us, Michi and I embrace and share a long kiss. So the story of an uneventful summer together is bookmarked by a single miracle. This year Christmas came earlier for us than anyone else in the world.
But after the credits, there's a little bit more.
Alright.
Depending on whether or not we can skip this next bit.
Silence! I should be able to skip.
I may have made this particular one different, I'm not sure. Bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah, I can't skip this. Oh well. I guess might as well do this while this is going on.
We trust, audience, you have enjoyed this particular route.
Oh hey, it's actually been like just one day under a full month. Let's say. Like the last time I messaged Justin for an update on the situation was the 27th of February. Now we have the 26th.
Also, additional images in the post credits, which rather indicates to me that Front Wing's design staff just enjoyed designing her.
Now if only they made her have the black hair more often.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Or like give it like like I was about to say, or give it like the fucking Tsuja-san treatment where it's just like, hey, you can essentially tell her to go for black hair more often, but you can't expect everyone to be Minato-soft, you know?
Yeah, true. National defense. Sorry, I had to let the one slip out. But you're right, yes. I think she works better with black hair, honestly.
Oh my god, apparently like the new girl from Nikkei, I think literally called Red or something like that, actually has like a fucking insulin pen on her design. They actively made her diabetic.
Oh well. Again, another concept art that was never used. Which rather proves the point that I think the design team just liked designing an ordinary Japanese teenage schoolgirl. When it came down to it.
Like that outfit on her specifically is still so funny to me because it makes her look like such a career woman, but she's a girl failure.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Image editing vodka?
Yeah, they really have some funny usernames.
Yeah.
I misread Dodler as Diddler. That wouldn't have been good.
Oh no.
That really wouldn't have been good. Whoever they were, I'm really sorry for misreading that.
Not the kitty diddler.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't, audience.
They might bring up the records.
No.
Give to me the felony records.
Well. There we go.
すご
But
い
as I said, there's a
雪
little
だ
bit more.
ユージは
You might
本
like
当
this
は
next
サン
bit,
タさんだったのかもしれない
Don't be ridiculous. I'm just me.
そっかでも奇跡ってあるんだねでもこんな夏に雪なんて降るのかなこれってなんだろう
It's Grandpa's ashes.
We've moved hemispheres.
Seems Michi is beginning to regard the brilliant display above us with a certain degree of skepticism. It's understandable. Snow couldn't possibly fall in this heat, and of course this miracle wasn't created by God or a magical snow globe. It's a more logical explanation. Are you that curious about this stuff?
うんもちろん気になる
Alright then, allow me to explain. This right here. This chaff.
チャフチャフって何
Chaff is chaff. Just look it up, alright?
上うわー何あれ飛行機
It's an all-strategic bomber, actually.
いやどういうこと
That thing's incredibly well maintained, you know. That's the only reason it's still flight-worthy after all these years.
ねえユージそのいにしえの爆撃機がなんか大量にキラキラしたものをばらまいているように見えるんだけど
Ah, you finally noticed. Allow me to explain. That bomber is currently dispersing a cloud of radar deception countermeasures above Mishima Cape. In other words, it's deploying chaff.
チャフが未だによくわからないんですけど
Nothing to worry, I'll explain. Chaff refers to a cloud of small objects spewed into the air in order to disrupt enemy radars. Now, modern chaff is supposed to be incredibly tiny particles. When it's in a bottle, it actually looks like a liquid. Bit of a funny story here, but one time an old buddy of mine accidentally opened a bottle of this stuff indoors. He closed it right away, but the chaff had already spread all across the room. Our noses were stinging for hours.
いや全然
Ultimate
笑うポイント
glitter
が
bomb.
わからないんですけども
In any case, back in the World War II era, they used chopped up strips of aluminium foil instead.
As
for
a matter
today's
of trivia,
operation-
that was codenamed Window by the Royal Air Force and used in the Hamburg attack.
As for today's operation, we utilized a reproduction of that sort of chaff. It sparkles just like snow when the sun hits it. See? A truly beautiful sight. And that is chaff.
チャフは分かったけどつまりどういうこと？ユージがあの飛行機を飛ばしたってこと？
That's not a fighter plane, it's a transport.
No, it's a B-29 Super Fortress.
Is it?
Get
Let me
schooled.
zoom in. Oh my god, it is.
Yeah.
Strategic bomber. Oh, sorry. About the time I let. It's about the time I let the pilot know our helpless success. It's about time.
Why is that there?
Fire-
We're gonna get
fire attack me.
PTSD.
This is Michiru-Route base calling Alpha. This is Michiru-Route base calling Alpha. Operation Midsummer Miracle is a success. Mission complete. Mission complete.
こちらアルファ、こちらアルファ。チャフの散布は現時刻をもって全て終了。目標達成。ただいまから三島崎を離脱。ネリスベースへと帰還する。
All the way from fucking Nellis?
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck?
Got plenty of fuel stops. They'd have to stop at Guam and Midway.
Oh my god, it's the. Hold on.
We've got them circumnavigating.
At this point,
It looked
flying
like a
south to Okinawa and just stopping there for a while would be better.
Fucking
looked
boomers.
like a transport plane from
Lads.
far away.
Lads, it's fucking boomers.
It is. From Fallout New Vegas. They're here. They're here to bomb the dam.
Like, I had to specifically look again because, like, fuck, was it the
Damn, that's
boomers or the
617.
bombers? I don't fucking remember. It was the boomers. Oh no, the fucking this wiki that I immediately found is fucking German, and the fucking German, they're called Rumsa. I hate it.
Clark County, Nevada.
Indeed.
You're right on target. Your time was perfect. Thanks again. Over.
なに気にすることは何もない。他でもないお前の頼みだからな。無下に断ったら朝子に叱られちまう。オーバ
What,
Don't know
who's
who
that,
it is.
dapper old gentleman? Not to worry, he personally pulled that bomber out of the sea near Kenya and repaired it. It's not military property. I mean, think about it. There's no way he could fly through Japanese airspace if it wasn't a civilian plane, right?
そんなところの心配なんてしてないですけど
What's got you so flustered? Colonel Texas won't cause us any trouble. It's actually called Colonel Texas.
そういう
Let's say
ことじゃ
it's
な
not
い
on
もん
its way to Tokyo to give it a number.
Bit of a digression here, but Colonel Texas was actually promoted to MG when he retired. He just prefers to go by his old rank, so everyone's still.
そんなの知らないもん大佐と少々どっちが偉いとかもよくわかんないし
Come on,
Assuming a
Colonel's
major
sitting back
general?
to Saipan
Correct.
now. Let's wave goodbye. What did
Oh,
you say?
Saipan. MG as Major General.
何そのあの雪はシャフでユージが全部やってたの
It's still snowing.
Precisely. You really wanted your snow, so I was trying to think of a suitable alternative. And then it hit me. Chaff.
もうチャフチャフうるさい気持ちは嬉しいけど飛行機飛ばすとかちょっと意味わかんないんですけど
This was, I believe, to be a transport, but that's actually a bomber.
It's a
Exactly.
strategic bomber. What's the problem? Did I upset you
不
somehow?
満じゃないけど複雑すぎて素直に喜べない
It used to firebomb this place.
Once again,
Yeah.
I hug Michiru tightly in my arms. Listen carefully, Michiru. It's all a matter of perspective.
そんな話はもういいよ
You think
飛
some
行
old
機の
man
音
saw
が
that
遠く
flying
から
overhead
してる
and had
の
a
に
heart attack?
そんな話はいいよ
Horrible
What I wanna
mental
know-
images.
What I want to know, if she can still hear it while it's leaving, how did she not hear it when it started to snow?
Yeah, so wrapped up in the moment.
That's a strategic.
戦略爆撃機でしょ。わかったわよ、もう。やだ、こんなの。全然思ってた感じのデートじゃない。やっぱりこんなの違う。
Plane's out of sight by now, but the sky around us is still full of chaff. Quite a splendid display, if I do say so myself.
有事らしいって言えば有事らしいけどさ。
Michiru, my dear.
何？
Perhaps you should consider visiting the Texas Military Forces Museum for our honeymoon.
もう知らない。
Until very recently known as the Confederate Air Force.
For this, our summer came to an
The what?
aluminium-filled ending.
Yeah, the Texas
Remind
Commemorative
me,
Air Force. Yeah.
Is aluminium biodegradable?
I don't think so. Fortunately, it's in
It's a
small amounts
metal?
like this, but if it was in its original window configuration, no, they'd have to get round with the tipping.
This can't be healthy for the ocean.
The fish will get over it.
I only now looked over in fucking Discord. Guess who won the lottery? I did!
Yeah, I don't think aluminum is biodegradable. It's a metal.
Yeah.
Before I take my leave,
Did
let me
we-
ask you one last time. Do you believe in miracles? They really do exist, you know? Whether they're the product of pure coincidence and not particularly meaningful. When it comes to putting a smile on the face of the woman he loves, I think a man should make his own miracles. Doesn't have to be flashy. Quietly nurturing your love for years on end certainly qualifies. The fact that sort of miracle is worth far more in the long run. Does Michiru see me as a fraud, a magician, Santa Claus, perhaps something else entirely? Vans? It's hard to say that for sure, but even as she gripes and grumbles, I can see the happiness on her face, and that's more than enough for me. Not to repeat myself, but anyone can make a miracle if they play their cards right. Yes, even you yourself. All's well that ends well, as they say. Now then, what can you do for the woman you love? Hard to do something for someone that doesn't exist.
You
Isn't
talking
that the
about
miracle?
Blue Guy?
Isn't this the miracle that we're supposed to create?
Listen, I'm actually trying to stay realistic here. If Kluka existed IRL, I would do something, but sadly she does not. So what can you do?
Go out and make her. We have the technology.
We don't. We actively don't.
We
don't.
do.
It's called Google, mate.
We have the technology.
I think it's
You
your
just gotta
turn to
go out
create a
and do it.
miracle.
グリザイアの迷宮。
So yeah, and like that we've done with Michiru's. Next up,
Hajimemasu!
we are going Yumiko, and after Yumiko short stories, and after short stories Cocoon, and if fucking Justin is still
get
not
that.
back by that point, I think I'll actually have to get another co-host for fucking Hoshiori Mimirai. Can't help that at that point.
That means I get to take a break until Riddle Joker.
Hmm.
Wait, no, not Riddle Joker. The other one.
Draco Riot,
Proper
yeah.
Riot.
I got the two confused.
Yeah, they're both well users off. Anyway, we trust you have enjoyed this part. Next time, we fly a confetti strike using an Avro Vulcan.
Vulcan Raven.
I wonder
thinking
if
of it
she has flown an A10 Warthog.
God.
I'm just thinking, how do you hide the Banshee whale of the engines?
I still really need to play like the fucking.
He probably
first
doesn't
Halo
like the
campaign
A10.
with
All
someone.
the vulnerable to their ground pod.
Anyways, enough yapping.
probably-
Bye.